What's up guys, Voan here today, and just a few days ago you guys saw me tested this controller on the Super NES Classic Edition, where I was trying to test this with the dongles for that systems. And I have to say, at first I didn't understand how the pairing works on those, but after trying a few tricks and a few stuff with connections and things, I finally understand how the pairing works on these. So today we're going to do like a quick unboxing here, and then I'll show you a few testing on a multitude of systems that I have, because this thing does work really well with some of those systems. Not only that, but yeah, we're going to we're gonna do a quick unboxing, testings, and then I'm going to tell you my final opinions on what I thought about this system, because as I was playing with this for a few months, I became quite attached to it. So it works pretty well. Anyways, let's take this rubber band off and I'll show you what's inside the box. So first, let's see what it says. This is the Super NES30 game controllers from our friend at 8Bitdo. So the 8Bitdo gamepad. As you can see, it looks exactly a perfect replica of a Super Nintendo controllers. On the back here, you got the usual feature listed. So it's a SNES30 anniversary gamepad, so it was released to celebrate the 30th anniversary of the Super Nintendo. Quite similar to what they did with the NES as well, I think. So it has dual mode support with Bluetooth keyboards and touchscreen simulations. It supports Bluetooth and USB connections. Built in 480 Li-ion batteries. A firmware upgrade, so you can update it. So compatible with iOS, Windows, Androids, Mac. It has some pre-programmable keys to easily set up combo keys and turbo keys. I haven't really tested those out, so I don't really care about combo keys and turbo keys, but I guess that feature is in there too if you need it. And classic D-pad, four buttons, shoulder buttons, all that stuff. So yeah, so let's open the box and see what we have. So yeah, as you can see, the package looks really nice. I like how they have this nice cover outlay to the package, and then you got this really nice jewelry case style box. So if you open the top part, there it is. This is a 1-to-1 flawless design of a Super Nintendo controller. If you look at it, it looks just like a real Super Nintendo controller, just like the real thing. The only thing that's remotely different about it is the name and the fact that it doesn't have a wire. So here you have a micro USB ports to either to update the firmware on this controllers, or you can use it to charge it. So when you first bought this, you do have to charge it for a while, so to make the controller work better. So, and yeah, it has all the usual buttons, just like a normal Super Nintendo controllers. There's these two LED lights up here. They'll light up green if you're going to like connect it to the PC, but it'll have the blue light right here to tell you if it's pairing or not. It'll get a solid light if it's pairing. It has a nice D-pad, start select, diamond layout buttons, the Y and X concave, B and A convex. Now I was planning to get the Japanese version, the Super Famicom one, but I feel that since my hands are not fit to play with all convex, I'd rather just get the North American version, because I really love these concave buttons. So I will eventually pick up the Super Famicom one later down the road if it's still available, but for now, getting this one is excellent. On the back here, you get 8Bitdo's logos and stickers and serial numbers, all that stuff. It is made in China, but that doesn't really mean anything because this controller is a good quality controller. So yeah. Other things you get in the box, however, you got these two little sleeves around the thing. Makes it easier for you to put the controller back into place. So I really love that on how neatly they designed that. So let's take these out, and inside, open this flat box up. You get instruction manual. These instructions, usually they tell you what's compatible and how to pair them, but usually it's mostly for how to do it with the PC and the Switch. They didn't really tell you in detail on how to do it like exactly. So a lot of the problems with the pairing, like updating all that stuff, were not explained on here. So you have to figure those out on your own. But other than that, yeah, the manual is a little bit helpful, but just not too helpful. I mean, this controller is compatible with a Wii U, and there's nothing in the instruction manual that tells you how to like pair with a Wii U. So that might be disappointing to some. Other things you get in here is this top part, and this one, it has that little keychain thing in there. Fortunately, I bought a receiver for this so separately. So yeah, I bought it because I wanted to play it on the Super Nintendo. Fortunately, if you bought this, you will not get the receiver, but inside this box here, you get this thing. This is the keychain. I don't know what it's for, but what I do is that I put the receiver inside here too, so if you push it, the receiver comes out on the other end. I don't really care much about the keychain, but it is helpful when I put the receiver inside here so that it'll push the receiver out, because once you put the receiver inside, you can't take the receiver back out. So, and the receiver, like I said, it's so separately, you will not get this with this controller. So if you plan to play it on the original Super Nintendo or any of your Super Nintendo clones, you will have to get this to use this. Which is kind of disappointing, but I could understand what they're trying to do here. It does have its own micro USB port, so you can firmware update it as well. It has the sync button here, so you can sync it to that. So yeah, it's actually quite nice. It works with clones, it works with regular Super Nintendo. I think it might also work on the GameCube too, if you have a Super Nintendo to GameCube controller adapters. So we'll test that later, but for now, this thing is good. And other thing inside here is this thing. Inside here you got the two cables. So if you look at this side, this cable here is for the receiver, and I think on this side I put the other cable, and this cable here, no wait, this one is for the receiver. That's the smaller one. The other one is for the controller. So you have to use, even though they're both micro USB cables, you will have to use that specific one for that specific product. So you can't use the one with the controller with the one on the receiver, because they might have different connectors inside those, so you might damage the connector if you use a different one. That's just what I thought. I mean, you can do whatever you want with it, but it's kind of like, don't be surprised if you damage it and it doesn't work. That's pretty much what I would do. I would just use what it's intended for. And yeah, the rest of the things in the box is this thing, so there's really nothing else in there. But I have to say, the package is really nice. It's easy to take out, and it's easy to put back in place. So if we put it back in place like this, yeah, it's no problem. So yeah, the controller is really nice. Got all 6 buttons, so shoulder buttons, action buttons, start select, D-pad, everything. The only thing that the minor problem I have with this though, regarding how to turn it on, you have to hold start and Y and the Y button. So I just don't get why they couldn't just like make another buttons like on the back somewhere or on the top to turn it on rather than having to hold that, because there are certain games where you are required to hold some kind of buttons or codes with this too, and it will kinda like disconnect this controller if you try to do that. Now I don't know which game does that, but I do know that there are some games where you do require you to hold start, Y, and whatever buttons you do. So that is the only problem I have, because having an on and off button is really a recommendation. For this one, it's quite okay though. There's not that many games that does that, but for the ones that does do that, that's quite a minor problem for it. And in comparison, here's a real Super Nintendo controller to compare it with. So as you can see, they are exactly alike. From how they look to how they feel. I mean, this feels a little bit heavier, probably because of all the wire and stuff and a lot of the things inside the guts there. But yeah, the D-pad still feels good. Start select, still fine. This one doesn't feel, I mean, it feels exactly just like that. But the D-pad on this one feels really nice compared to this one, where it feels a lot kind of like screwed up now, because it has come out for a long time now. This D-pad has been used and abused for multiple things. It still works, it just sometimes doesn't feel all that smooth now, because it's been taking a lot of damage. So you can tell, look at that. It's almost like that's not how that doesn't feel like it's cheap. It's just that yeah, over time you will start to see a shakiness in the D-pad, whereas this one doesn't do that. The shakiness does not happen yet because it's still brand new. And yeah, even if it's shakiness, it still works. It's not like those Tomy controllers where it'll fall apart. So if you were to give a blind person this controllers, that person could easily mistake this as a real controller, or a real Super Nintendo controller. If you would give a core gamers this controller, they too will think that this is a real OEM controllers. The only thing is that it doesn't have this wire, whereas if you give them this, they will know one-to-one that it is the real deal. It doesn't feel cheap, it doesn't feel light, and it works great. Whereas this one, it does feel a little bit lighter because of the no wire and stuff, but with the battery inside here, yeah, it does feel a little bit heavy, but not too heavy that much. If you add wire to this one, it'll be really heavy, I think. And especially if you put like a micro USB cable on top of this, it becomes a wire controllers and it starts to get all those weight. But yeah, if you by playing it wirelessly, it works great. So yeah, let's get to testing with this one and see how it tests with all the device I have. So let's get to the testing. Alright guys, so we're gonna try out this Sonic the Hedgehog games on my cell phone using this 8Bitdo gamepad. So let's see if it works on that. I already paired it with my phone, so it should work okay. So let's go to Sonic the Hedgehog 2 here on the phone. So this is the Sega, yeah, this is the Sega Forever version. So let's see how it plays. No, we're gonna cancel that. And we just want to play the games. Fortunately, it's the free version, so there's gonna be ads. There are gonna be ads around it. So, all right. So we don't want to see that. So let's click on there. There it goes. Let's start game. So let's close that part. And no save mode because it's just the game that we want to play. So let's click on that. We want both of them. And we'll see how the 8Bitdo works. There it goes. We got both of them now. So as you can see, it works. Let's see how smooth it could go. I mean, this controller, I would say it's really accurate. There's really no lag at all. I really kind of feel sorry for a lot of people who bought this back when this version was on sale here for mobile phone. Because now that Sega released the Sega Forever version, those people that bought the original ones will have to pay for this one too if they want to get rid of all the ads. It's kind of sad. Fortunately, I'm not gonna buy this one because I already have it. I already have it on countless other Sega devices. But this one is the better version though, because it has like a whole slew of extra, including that original levels. Fortunately, I don't get why it doesn't. This part does not work like the original. So let's see if it can still go there. Oh, there it goes. It runs smoother than the original, but the physics does feel kind of different. Oh, there it is. So Sonic 2 works great with the 8Bitdo controllers. So yeah, let's go test it on another devices. Alright, so we already tested this controller on the smartphone already, so it works okay. But this time we're gonna see if it works on my gaming laptop here. So we're gonna try that with Cuphead. So let's see how Cuphead plays on this thing. Alright, so we got the 8Bitdo right here. We got Cuphead right there. Let's see how it plays. As you can see, it works just fine. So let's go start. And this is file number 1. Let's see how it plays, because this is a really good game. So as you can see, we can walk around this world map with no problem. Let's go enter here. Alright, I recently just played this, so I haven't got that far yet. It's a really difficult game, but really satisfying game too. Reminds me of those classic Looney Tune cartoons. I really love the artworks and all the animations of this game. It's hard, but it's also quite addicting too. You don't have to really shoot everything, but you do have to try to be careful with all these enemies here. Oh my god. Everything kept coming at you. Oh my god. I only have 1 health left. Ah, that's really hilarious when they died. Okay, let's see if I can beat this level. I kept forgetting that you could just hold the Y buttons, or you could just hold the shoot buttons. I kept pressing it like I'm playing like a shooter. And you don't have to, yeah, you don't have to really press it, you just have to hold it. But yeah, I have to say it works really well. There's really no lag at all with the button presses and all that. So it runs quite well. Button works okay. Shoulder buttons is good. Start, select buttons. Fortunately, the select button I didn't assign anything to it, but yeah, start button works okay. So yeah, Cuphead on the 8Bitdo controllers for my PC here works good. So I have to say, if you really want a good controller for your PC, this 8Bitdo controller works. Unfortunately, it works really well with 2D games, but I think there's another one coming out where it has analog that you can play with your 3D ones. You can still play with these with 3D as well, but not all of them will like make use of it. So I really prefer just playing something like Cuphead here, or maybe a lot of those indie games like Axiom Verge. Those will work very well too. Or maybe all those fighting games. Anyways, yeah, I have to say Cuphead works okay. All my PC games that are 2Ds and platformers also works okay with this controller too. Emulator works okay. So there's nothing wrong with the 8Bitdo gamepad. So I have to say, 8Bitdo on your PC works good. Alright guys, so I got the 8Bitdo receiver here plug into my Super Nintendo clone here now. It will also work on a regular Super Nintendo as well, but I just want to test it on this clone. It will work with any other Super Nintendo clone, so if you have clone Super Nintendo or regular Super Nintendo, you could try with that. But I'm going to test it on this HD TV here and see how it plays. So here we got Gundam Wings Endless Duels. So yeah, let's see how it works. So if you can press start on that, works okay. So everything works the way it should. Let's play a story mode and pick any characters. So let's see. I will just play with Death Scythe. Alright. So we're fighting Zero Wing here. Or Wing Zero here. Like I said, 8Bitdo's controller here feels just like an original Super Nintendo controller. Has the same quality, same feel. And there's really no lag issue with this at all. And this game just feels at home with this controller here. I mean, there's really nothing laggy or glitchy with it at all. All my tricks that I can do with my regular Super Nintendo controller all works with here too. Alright. Let's play like a few matches with this, and then we'll test another device. So there it goes. So yeah, 8Bitdo controller for the clone Super Nintendo works okay. Let's try one more match with this, just to be sure. Alright. Ah, that's super combo. I can never get that those super combo to connect that much. sometimes they came out quicker than I thought. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with any of the moves. D-pad works good, action buttons works okay. Whenever I press a button, the attack initiates, so... Ah, yeah. Alright. There he goes. So yeah, 8Bitdo's controller on the clone Super Nintendo works great. So yeah, let's try the next device and see how it fares. Alright, so we have the Nintendo Switch already now, and we got the 8Bitdo already paired with it, so as you can tell, it works just fine. So let's play a little bit of Super Meat Boy here and see how that platforming control works. Alright, so let's see how it goes. Super Meat Boys. There he goes. So you can tell. The forest. So you can see all the control works okay. Let's test some of these. Let's go to this level. So yeah, like I said, there's really no lag at all with the control. Alright, so okay, let's go to the last level. See if we could beat it. Oh my gosh. Okay. Don't really want to stay on the wall for that long. There he goes. There he goes. Now we can do it. Oh my gosh. There he goes. Oh my god. Fall way too fast. Okay. You got it. Now we gotta find a way down there. So let's go this side. There he goes. There he goes. Yeah, go fast, go fast. There he goes. Alright. So we reach the boss level. Ah, there. Yeah, this boss is going to get us. Gotta go fast. Ah, okay. Gotta get to that wall really quick. Oh my god. Yeah, it's kind of unpredictable sometimes when those obstacles comes. You don't want to go too fast and you don't want to go too slow, otherwise that guy catch you. Okay. There he goes. Ah, yeah. Anyways, you get the picture. It works good. So, alright. So, like I said, it also has the shortcut to return to the menu too. So, that's a good thing. Let's try another game and then I can go to the next devices. Let's try a Neo Geo game this time. Let's try a Neo Geo games. Which one is the good one? Let's try KOF98. And let's see how it works. I guess a traditional controller works best with these kind of games, so. Alright, so we got, let's choose Kyo, Oreo, Iori's, and Kim. Fight. Come on, Terry. Fight. Oh, damn. Oh, yeah. That projectile is really overpowered. Alright. Draw game. I almost beat him. Alright, well, at least that's fair. Alright, so let's see how Shermie handles this guy. Come on, Shermie. There he goes. At least sure may stand a chance. There he goes. Oh my gosh, he grabbed me instead? Come on, Andy, don't do that to a lady. At least her kicking moves works. Alright. So yeah, we got King of Fighter. Works okay with this 8Bitdo here. So yeah, let's go to the last device and then I can give you my... So the last device we're gonna test with this 8Bitdo Super Nintendo controller is the Nintendo GameCube here through the Game Boy player as well. So many people want to know if this controller will work on the GameCube so they can play like Game Boy player games or games that uses a normal D-pad. And I do have to say that this controller does work. However, in able to make it work, you will need the receiver and you will need an adapter that will take the Super Nintendo ports and convert it to the GameCube side. So what you need to do is you got get the Super Nintendo receiver here, and then put it onto the adapters like that, and then you just have to plug this side to the GameCube. You don't have to do anything else after that. And now all we gotta do is pair this with the receiver. So let's test this with the GameCube Game Boy player. So as you can see, they're already paired. So let's see if they work. Alright, so let's play ourselves some Game Boy on the GameCube with this 8Bitdo here. So as you can see, it works quite well. Everything moves okay. So if you want to play any of these, you can just press start or press A. Yeah, there it goes. Let's play some one-on-one here. So it's like 2-string. Where's Tau? 2-string. Yeah, and let's play that one. Alright, so let's battle him. Alright. Come on, Tau, let's fight. How surprising with Kamehameha. Alright. This is one of the better Dragon Ball games on the GBA here. Alright. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with using 8Bitdo on this thing. So let's go to extra. So let's fight at Pilot's Castle. Yep, we got all of those. Yeah, I forgot. We only had like 4 buttons to use here. I kept pressing like the Y and the X buttons. So yeah, for this one, the Y and the X buttons are select buttons. So. There he goes. Alright, so yeah, everything works okay. The Z button works good too. So if you use a Super Nintendo, select is your Z, Y and X are your select, L and R and B and A are the same. So yeah, everything works quite good. If you want, you can play other GameCube games with this too. I think a game like Soul Calibur here works well with this controller. So let's see some Soul Calibur and see how it functions. Also, other games like Capcom vs. SNK 2, Resident Evil, and I guess Beautiful Joe. If it uses the D-pad, it'll work too. Same thing for that Mega Man. Yeah, Mega Man X Collections. I think that one works best because then you have to customize the control. Whereas on the regular Mega Man, the Mega Man Anniversary one, that one's kind of flip-flop the action button, so can't really do anything with that one. Alright, so let's play some arcade. So you can tell, it works okay. So there's nothing wrong with it. Alright, I'll play with Talon here. There he goes. So let's see, does it work good? Yeah, it works okay. You can walk around, do all the moves. The 4 action button works okay. If you assign shortcut to L and R, they'll work as well. So yeah, nothing really wrong with Soul Calibur. Okay, let's try second round here. Oh no, I gotta get away from that edges. I wanna fall in there. There he goes. Alright, so final opinion on this. I had to say, it works great. There's really no lag with any of these buttons. D-pad works the same. Start and select works okay. They're rubbery, just like the original. L and R also works okay. The battery on this thing lasted quite decently. You get like a solid 15 hours out of it if you put a full charge on that. I love these concave Y&X and convex BNA. I will eventually get the Super Famicom version at some point, but for now, this one is the one I have. It doesn't really, I mean, it's not really that bad. I mean, if you bought it complete with the receiver, then you have no problem playing it on an original Super Nintendo. I think the only minor problem I have with this is that the pairing can sometimes cause confusion or sometimes cause a hiccup to a lot of people, because it could be paired to a slew of other Bluetooth devices as well, but sometimes the connection or the pairing will not work unless you re-update everything, and that applies to both the controllers and the receiver. So if you want to pair them to any other things, you have to really try to re-update them again. Now, yeah, the same thing for the receiver as well. The receiver here, not only does it work with this, it will also work with any other Bluetooth controller as well. So you have anything like the PlayStation 3 DualShock or PlayStation 4 DualShocks, the Xbox One wireless controllers, the Wii U Pro controller. Yeah, they'll work with this receiver, no problem. However, you do have to re-update them to make it work though on some of them. This controller, however, will work with any devices that support Bluetooth if the firmware actually support it. If it doesn't support it, it will not work. So I tried this with the PlayStation TV, that PS Vita for TV thing, and that one, even though it recognized the controller, it will not work. It also works on the Wii, but it acts as a Wii remote. It doesn't have motion though, but it will work if you're playing games that uses the Wii remote as a tilt or something. I think those will work too, or as a regular controller. It'll also work with NES Virtual Console games. This works on the Wii U as well, but like I said, acts as a Wii remote instead. Like I said, it works on your smartphone. So if you bought this for your smartphone, it works okay. It works okay on the Switch, PS4, and the Xbox One as well. We already tested on the PC, so on my gaming laptop, there's really no problem. We tested that with Cuphead, so that works quite well. And yeah, if you have a Retron 5, it also works as well. So it's pretty much an almost all-in-one universal controller if I could say it. So if you want like a really retro gaming controllers for all your retro style games, this is definitely that controller. So if I had to get a grade for this, definitely an A+. There's no question. The 8Bitdo did a great job. It's just the pairing that's kind of confusing sometimes. If the pairing is solid, it'll get a solid S. But like I said, the pairing is what gives a lot of hiccup with this, and that's the only thing that causes the most problem with me when hooking this up to multiple devices. But other than that, there's really nothing wrong with the control here. As for the receiver, this one is a definite S. I haven't encountered any problem with this one at all. I mean, you do really have to update it to make it work with most of the other controllers, but it works on this Super Nintendo controller alright. PlayStation controller works quite well with this. I don't have any Xbox controller though, so I can't test that with this, but some people did claim that it works. And it works great with the Retron 5 controllers, although I don't know if you could, I don't know why you wanted to work with this, but if you like the Retron 5 controller, that works too. And it also works with the Wii U Pro controller as well, so if you want to play your Wii U Pro controllers on your Super Nintendo, you could do that. So that's really all I have to say about these two. They're great products. I'm glad that like 8Bitdo has been making a lot of updates to make these the best controller they can do. They kind of discontinued this one though, so if you wanna order these, I think somewhere on eBay or on one of those Chinese websites like AliExpress, they still sell them. But if you go to Amazon or most of those other major website marketing vendor sites, they'll have the newer ones where it'll use a similar receiver like this, but it's 2.4 gigahertz instead of Bluetooth. Those are still okay as well, although I really like the Bluetooth one better. So I haven't tested those one yet, but fortunately, if I already had this one, so there's no point in me getting another one like that. I mean, this one is basically my main Super Nintendo controller from now on. There's no reason I can go back to wire with this one, but I mean, if we want to play like multiple player, maybe I will. But as for now, this controller is best. So thank you for watching. I'm Voan, and I'll see you guys later.